Milton Bennion Hall was a life changer. It enabled me to learn more, to appreciate who I am, what skills I have, what new skills I need to learn, and how I can contribute to education. It enabled me to have a whole new future.
It wasn't anything fancy, but what I loved about it, everybody in that building wanted to be an educator. Everybody was walking around talking about their student teaching or some project they were working on or something they were excited about, and it drew us all in together.
What I liked about the building was kind of the sense of purpose. So every floor you went to, people were being trained about how to be better educators.
It is in Milton Bennion Hall that I learned the difference between being a history major and being a teacher who majored in history.
Milton Bennion actually served as dean of the college for 28 years, from 1913 all the way through 1941. And a big part of his legacy, which still continues today, was his focus on character education and the role of education not only in academics and preparing individuals for jobs and for careers, but for also preparing individuals to be good citizens. And for me, I remember in my early years of being a professor, I read a lot about Milton Bennion, and it shaped a lot of my thinking.
In 1960, when I was a junior at the University of Utah, one day I was walking down the quad and this big Cadillac came up, and it was President Alpin. He called me over and said, we're going to dedicate Milton Bennion Hall, and we would like you to represent the family in saying a few words at the dedication. My message 50 years ago was my memories of Milton Bennion as a great scholar and thinker, lover of learning, had great integrity. He really walked his talk.
This building has left its legacy as a place where educators, researchers, and people who are at the cutting edge of their field get together and solve problems in education, figure out new techniques and new methodologies, and have a collaborative environment where we are pushing the envelope and understanding how to ensure student success and education for all.
I did my research before coming here, and so I knew that Milton Bennion was a huge community advocate in terms of engagement work in the community, and so it just seemed like a natural fit because that's the type of work that I do.
I do remember feeling like it wasn't, it wasn't the greatest, most shiny building on campus. But after spending 2-3 years there, I became very fond of that building.
When I started in 1975, the building was a hub for the beginning of technology. We had the opportunity, I think, to be a part of a building that really advanced the College of Education. As I think about the building, I think about the people who occupied it through all those years and how committed they were to the profession of education.
What it all came down to, we knew how important we were because we were going to change the world one child at a time. And that was cool, and we all knew that. And so this brotherhood and sisterhood of educators walked through that building every day.
Everybody is affected by teachers, and if they don't have great training options, our state suffers, our students suffer. So I think teacher training is so important to the health of this community.
We train students in the broad spectrum of areas involved in education. So that includes technology specialists, school psychologists, administrators, counselors, as well as special educators. All of those groups come together and really ensure the continuing legacy of Milton Bennion in the work that we're doing.
I think if Milton Bennion was on campus these days and still teaching, he would be encouraging students to exercise civic virtue, have integrity and honesty, and I think he would be encouraging that maybe more than ever in our society today.
I'll just be very, very honest here. I was never impressed with the building. The building was, it was pretty boring building. And it was still the most exciting place at the University of Utah. It wasn't ever the building. It was those of us that were in that building. It happened because of the most caring professors, people that were there for me to get me excited about doing this work. So yeah, the building's gonna be gone. And it won't matter because it never was the brick and mortar. It was the heart and soul of the professors and the teachers' assistants and the students. That stays.